Hello there, Tom Holeby with Ashgar Defense. I want to talk about a recent video that my friend Andrew made about not using birdshot for home defense. Now, on its face, I would say that, oh, of course, we should not use birdshot. We should use something that's a little bit more potent, like buckshot or slugs, or maybe if you're just not even going to use a shotgun, maybe 5.56. Maybe use your 9mm, or you could use your 7.62 AK. This is not my home defense AK. This is just an AK I have here. To which I saw someone comment, "Don't use buckshot or slugs unless it's just you in the house." And when pressed on this information, the commenter decided that it was important for us all to know that because you could have pass-through. You want to use birdshot or 22 long rifle or some other anemic cartridge because if you miss, the 22 or the birdshot won't go through the wall and kill whoever's on the other side. I'm not sure if commenter's aware of this, but drywall is compressed powder. That's all it is. It's hyper-compressed powder, and that's what we hang up on our walls. That's why you can put your finger through drywall if you push real hard. To break it down, if you punch drywall, your hand go through it. A 22 in birdshot's going to go straight through drywall. This is a crazy concept to me that's still out there, especially amongst people who claim veteran status. I don't know if he actually is a veteran or if it's a case of stolen valor. I don't know. I don't really care. The point is don't take advice from people who are running around out there admitting that they cripple or handicap themselves to accommodate the threat, because that's all they're really doing. Everything goes through drywall. And so the answer to what should I use for home defense is whatever the fuck it is you shoot really, really well. If you don't shoot 12 gauge shotguns well, don't use a 12 gauge shotgun. I don't care what it's loaded with. If you shoot an AK well, and you can run an AK like nobody's business, my only suggestion is don't use these. These are just the regular bullets. My suggestion would be to use something more akin to these. These are hollow points for the 7.62 by 39 AK, made by Defiant Munitions. They are my go-to cartridge and brand for all of my gun needs. It's his ammo's in all of my guns. So that would be my only suggestion for those who run AKs, is get some really good hollow point ammunition for them. If you run 5.56, that's also fine. The key thing here is, remember, all of these bullets are going to zip through drywall. So don't have that be a factor in your home defense choice. It's a non sequitur. It's like, I want to get a car that doesn't go fast. Oh, well, then walk would be the simplest solution here. Hell, if you shoot 9mm pistols well, use a 9mm for home defense. Maybe you put a light on it and it can sit like so, or maybe in a stop box, wherever it must be. Maybe you put a red dot, bigger magazine on it. You do what you need to do for your home defense situation. Here's the thing you need to keep in mind. A home defense situation is you versus everybody else, okay? So whatever tool it is you use to defend your home and your family, it must be one that you can use effectively and not pay homage or lip service to other people who have nothing to do with this. It's you and your fight. If you're one of those guys who can run, I don't know, black powder musket like nobody's business, and you shoot that incredibly well, black powder musket it is. It's not my first choice because, I can't shoot them well, but that doesn't mean somebody out there isn't way better with a black powder musket than I am with an AK. Weird things are possible. For those who want to use a 9mm handgun or whatever, something like this, a handgun, people have said that these are overpowered pop guns and they're anemic and useless and all this other crap. This is not a factual statement. Handguns kill a lot of people every year, and they're more than adequate for what we need to do in our own home. And again, if you're the one who has to defend your family, again, it's you. It's shot placement, it's accuracy, it's how you run your stuff. I'll even tell you, there's advantages to running a handgun, especially if you have maybe people who are disabled in your home that you may have to extricate out of a situation. Weird things happen all the time. So I would tell you, don't be locked into one strategy versus another. Think it through. Have multiple plans. The most important thing, so regardless of the tools, this is what you should be doing with your home. Figure out where your red zones are. Now, a red zone is bullets I send will go in, run the risk of going into someone's home, room, okay? And bullets, likewise, bullets they send, so the incoming fire, whatever's behind me might not be something I want bullets passing through. Like my child's bedroom. Using my kids as a backdrop is not a good idea. That's what you should realistically be spending your time on, not having debates about 12 gauge birdshot going through drywall or whatever. As first of all, just YouTube that and you'll have your answer on that. You should be focusing more on where your red zones are and figuring out how to work with those red zones. Simply put, maybe I come here, I get into the red zone, guy comes up, so I'm going to back up, or maybe I'll press on him. One of the two may happen. But if I'm in a red zone because what's downrange is a red zone, I'm going to be a little bit more hesitant to engage. Maybe I'll back up. I don't know. It's up to you. It's up to you as the shooter, as the guy who has to defend your home. Look, you're not going to have backup. You don't have reinforcements. You don't have 12 dudes in the same uniform as you. You don't have any of these things. And what's worse is you don't actually know how many people are in your home. If we take a look at current home invasions, home invaders are very, very rarely one person anymore. Oftentimes they're in groups of 5, 10. I saw one a long time ago with 50 people breaking into one person's home. Now, of course, typically first contact, a lot of them scatter. So be that as it may, we don't know how many of these 50 potential threats is a stand-up threat. Meaning they're not going to bolt because you engage, they're going to press and engage you. So that's what you really need to think about. And because that's the case, you don't want to be diddle fucking around with 22 long rifle or 12 gauge birdshot and have that be what you're using. Birdshot, though it can be lethal, it's not meant for things human size. It's meant for birds, hence why it's called birdshot. If you look at buckshot, I'm going to give you 3 guesses as to what that's meant for. And if you look at the size of a buck deer, because that was, if you didn't figure it out, I can't help you. Buck deer is going to be human size. So the buckshot is meant for buck-sized critters. Humans. Coincidentally, the 223-556 I have heard oftentimes compared to a varmint round. This is not, it was developed off of a varmint round, off of the 223 Remington. But modern 556 223 stuff is not the wounding varmint cartridge that so many go out there and claim it to be. It's a lethal cartridge, so don't call it a wounding cartridge. Don't call it some anemic thing. They work fine. U.S. military's been using this cartridge to not wound people since Vietnam. So all works fine. Again, proper hollow point ammunition should be loaded into your home defense firearms. You should spend the good stuff, the really good stuff, okay? You know, those super vintage wines, that's what should be in your guns for home defense purposes. So, yeah. Don't take advice from people who talk about pop guns or birdshot, rock salt, bean bags. None of that stuff is a factor. You're not saving anybody. You're not protecting anybody. You're not giving people a chance. They came into your home, and if you're sitting there and you're using your flashlight like a good boy, and you go, hey, get out of here, fuck off, no. That was all the warning you had. The locked door was the warning, really. And they ignored that. And so now you're here with a light in their face saying, hey, fuck off, and they're not fucking off. You can't really expect to give them too many more warnings. Giving them a beanbag or birdshot, it really upsets them. Yeah, and, bad things will happen. No, you give them something that looks like this. 9 double-aught buck pellets, and make no bones about it. This is what that person chose to have happen to them. Okay? I hope this helps someone out there. All right, bye.